Hey there, guys. It is the month of April, and it's awesome. Because you know what? The month of April means it being my season and the season of others. But today, somewhere in April, I'm doing one of the many games that I had when I was growing up. And this is one game that I actually suffered because I had echolalia. So, this is Bad Dudes, brought to us by Data East of 1989. Yep, I had this game, and I'm about to play this game without the aid of something bugging my ears. So, let's do this thing. We got a choice of Blade or Striker. And of course, this is based off the arcade hit of the same title, which was called Bad Dudes vs. Dragon Ninja. Now, a little history with me, and this game. I told you I had echolalia, so I'm picking Blade, of course. The president has been kidnapped by Ninja. Are you a bad enough dude to save the president? We all wondered that. Yeah, the thing about this game was when I was a kid, I had this problem. This ear infection. It was echolalia. And the thing about that was I couldn't hear. I couldn't hear, you know, like how I'm hearing now, just one sound. It was terrible for me because I used to, I really couldn't handle, you know, loud sounds. So, as you can see, I went to church and got hands laid on me, and rest is history. I could hear just as good. So let's see. It's about 20 something years later. 20 something years later, I'm an LPer, and now I'm actually playing this game in which I can personally say I can hear every living thing around me now. After all this, yes, I ought to tell you who this is. This, of course, is Karnoff. He plays a cameo part in Damn Straight. Now that was the part that used to freak me out. But that was the first stage though. The first stage boss was of course Karnoff, and like I said, me and this game shared history. The controls, I have to state, are very, very weird. But you know what? I can deal. You know what? I'm thinking of getting myself a new headset. Because the one I have now, it's kind of breaking apart at the seams and I can feel it. So, I may get a new headset. Sometime around this month. Second stage, well, as you can see, I am traveling on a big rig. And on our journey to save the president, we are actually doing thus. Another thing I think you've noticed by now, but when you get a weapon, all the known enemies will get one shot. Yes, all these known enemies you see here, all these ninja, they will get one shot. The second boss is the mini shredder. It's real easy. All you have to do is when he holds up his hand, he'll attack you, but it's very easy to beat. We're here in the sewer. The sewer in which I can honestly care less. I mean, look at this place. It's such nasty. But then again, it is New York City. Yeah, because this stuff's made in New York City. New York City! Get a rope. Now, I remember when I had my Nintendo, really, this was probably the only game I had problems with, as far as hearing it was concerned. Like I explained, I had to turn down the sound for it very low. So, anyway, while we're here in the sewer, there ain't much to tell you about the sewer, because we're facing the next boss, which happens to be a green ninja. And this is the way he attacks. All you have to do is defeat his multiples and then go after him. He'll then multiply again, and after which rinse and repeat. Now every time he multiplies, get away from him, because he will eventually come to you. After 3 more shots, you do the same thing. Damn straight. As I am doing this, we are in the forest. We are in the forest, where many assholes lay about. Now about this forest, it will tend to scroll down because I don't know whose bright idea was it to say, oh, it's a forest, why not scroll down? As we take on these various amount of ninja, slowly we see more ground. We see more ground for the pound. Yeah, it's classic NES, alright. How else would you explain these sprite limitations? And female ninjas actually just walking up to her, you're getting smacked. First, we got all these sword ninja about. Good thing is you can actually go down. And you can hop these little humps here. Or you can spin up here. And yes, I haven't forgot about my tornado kick. Meet the cyborg. All he has is this dumbass spin kick and this hammering blow, which doesn't amount to shit. If you can, just spin kick him. Not much to show. I give him an A for effort. The second to the last stage is basically this. You know how we're usually scrolling to the right? Now we're scrolling to the left. Actually, we're scrolling from left to right. Point is, we're on a train. So basically all you want to do here is just keep knocking these guys' asses right out. Because all they're going to really do is just run into you. Now it is April, and you're wondering why am I playing this? It was a testament. You see, these are games in my time that I actually grew up with. Since, you know, I grew up in the 80s. And that was back when we actually had an arcade. You know, places in which we can actually socialize and actually put in quarters. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So we got a zombie version of Karnoff, who's become no more than a lackey. From boss to lackey. That's how they do it here. I decided to do this just because it's an old game. Now it might be the emulator, but you know, at least it still runs, okay? At least the game still runs after all these years. So I must apologize, but you know, it's Nintendo. What'd you expect? Yeah, I'm so badass. Look at that. I'm that badass I can actually run on the ground just to get some extra time on my just to get some extra time on my limit. As we reach the end of this stage, we're facing the next boss. Happens to be this guy with his freaking ball and chain. Really, he can be really a pain without the aid of a weapon. All you have to do is he will attack high or low. So it's best to use your spin kick just to throw him off his pattern. We're in the next stage, which is nothing more than a palette swap of the last stage, which was the forest. Now we're in a cave. Palette swaps. Yes, I've noticed quite a few LPers are actually going back to their roots by doing such games as Dragon Warrior. And I have to say, it's good to know that some LPers just don't forget their roots. Where the challenge line, you know? Well, it would be time to tell you that yes, I plan to do some changes around here. Like for one, I plan to go on vacation. I plan to go on vacation from LP for a while because since I'm a writer, I'll be making public appearances. Plus, I'll be spending more time making more books. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna stop LP. Oh no. Now I should say that I'm going to start back up in September. And I plan to add some modern day to go with the nostalgia gaming that I usually do. Now does that mean there'll be no more URG? Oh no, no. URG is still going to be URG no matter what I do. Because the games I do are the ones that people hardly remember or just not seem to remember. So this is one of those games which I think most of us seem to remember when we were all kids and we used to flick in our quarters and ask for mom and dad's permission to go to the arcade with our friends. And one of the various games that used to be in the arcade was this. Yeah, I don't forget. I don't forget that. Yes, I'm a gamer. I have my roots. But the thing is, I'm a casual gamer. I'm not a hardcore gamer. I used to be hardcore. Now this boss, who is so simple as fuck, if you didn't have a weapon, you'd be in deep shit. Now, next stage is basically the last stage. You'll be facing every boss from just about every level. Since this is the last stage, that's pretty much it. I mean, there's nothing else I can say. As I continue forward into what seems to be a hangar, with me and my trusty nunchuck, I'm constantly beating the asses of many in order to save the president of 1989. Well, I see they ran out of ideas. They really ran out of ideas. Look at that. The scrolling down thing. You did how many times? 3? Really, game? Really? Have you no shame? Have you no decent... Oh, wait, you're a Nintendo. Succumbing to the will of idiocy. Yep, that's what this game does. It succumbs to the will of idiocy. So you're probably wondering, how am I managing this? Well, mind you, in all the years I've played video games, I've always wanted to get back at this game. Not because I couldn't hear, but I just really wanted to get back at this game. And here comes the first boss. Turn off. And here comes the elevator. And here comes the fourth boss? I would usually think it's the first, the second, then you go third, fourth. But we have the first and fourth boss, and then the boss music plays. And here comes the stage 2 boss. Real easy. And then next is the stage 3 boss. It was really, really easy at this point. Because all he is going to do is just run up to you and try to attack you. Like I said, if you have a weapon, it makes everything much easier. So we've taken care of 1, 2, 3, 4. This is stage 5. Same rules apply. All you need to do is basically wear him down with your punches and spin kicks, or whatever else of your leisure. Then next is the stick wielding boss, who still didn't show off what he can do, which was the second to the last boss. And finally, we are at the final boss. course, this is the Ninja Dragon. And of course, once again, he's done! Such an anticlimactic showdown. And finally, the game is over. Hey, dudes, thanks for rescuing me. Let's go for a burger. Ha ha ha. Ha ha! Burger. So that was it. After all this, yes, we have saved the president with Burger in tow. Such weird memories of this game. But yeah, that's all that there is for this game. This has been the shortest game I've ever actually played. It took like, what, 30 minutes to do? I don't know. But anyway, I have been the underdog of the underrated. And join me later on as I bring back an old classic, which I have somewhat shown you last month. You'll cry, you'll laugh, you'll even become more human as the story progresses. So until the next time, I wish you all a good night, a good day, and a good wherever you are around the interwebs.